Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Zonymous Chat. It's Friday, December 30th at 10:06 a.m., and we have another special AMA to bring you for the Zonymous group, Zonymous investors, and definitely the Zonymous platform as well. We have Drake Polson with his project PureCoin with a revolutionary CRM machine, and definitely can't wait for him to introduce his project, him as an owner, and a little bit more about PureCoin. So let's give him the floor, and thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. Uh, as you said, my name is Drake Paulson. I am the founder of PureCoin, Pure CRM. Our goal is very simple. We want to introduce cryptocurrency to small businesses all over the world. And in order to do that, we have built a CRM and point of sale system that allows businesses to accept Visa, MasterCard, ACH, and crypto. The CRM and point of sale system, they can run their entire business from. Send and receive any invoices, manage their inventory, manage their employees, manage their time clocks. Every aspect of the business can be done in the CRM. When it comes down to crypto payments, PureCoin is automatically accepted in every location. But as we're introducing the CRM to small business owners, we're constantly going over with them other cryptocurrencies and getting them used to it, and just teaching them and just going over any doubts they may have about crypto, and letting them pick which cryptocurrencies that they would like to go with. So it's not just Pure that's accepted. We're partnering with other projects to allow the transactions to go through the CRM as well. It's going really well. We had 17 businesses. Now we only have 16. We had a cancellation, and we have 16 businesses currently using the software. It is not open completely for the public, although we will sign people up and get them inside the CRM so they can start using it. We're trying to do a slow rollout so we can find any bugs and fix any situations that may come up as we grow. And everything's completely custom built. So if we sign up a restaurant that does something completely different than anybody else has, we sit down with them, we go over their needs, and we build whatever it is that they need. The CRM is absolutely free for the small business owner. There is no sign-up fee. There is no monthly cost, nothing like that. We make our profit off of transaction fees. We are completely focused on small businesses. Everything we build from here on out will be small business related and getting people involved with cryptocurrencies and sending them to those businesses.
Real quick, I have a couple questions for you just right off the bat. So how long did it take you to make the CRM? And also, are you the main developer behind it? Because obviously, it's really hard to build such a technology by yourself. You have a team, or are you a one-man army? Let's hear it.
When it comes to CRM development, it took me a little over 3 years. And yes, I've done everything myself, with the exception of a couple of UI designs. But other than that, I've done it myself.
That's amazing. Can you show us like a demo, or do you have any video work of the CRM or it in action, or any pictures, videos? I would love to drop them in the chat. I'm
Sure,
definitely curious as well. And also, what about because obviously using a cryptocurrency as a merchant is not the newest idea, right?
right.
There are other companies that have been doing it for a little bit, but again, I've always said just because you're not the first doesn't mean that you're going to be the last, right? If it's a great idea, other people are going to do it. And so, I mean, I love the idea. And actually, not to go on too much of a tangent, but anyway, I actually have businesses that also would need that service as well. So we can talk about that later. My bad, man. Still waking up. I'm trying to get to where I was getting to with everything. All right, so it took you 3 years to build it. You have any type of like trademark? Is it technology? Like, what separates PureCoin from other CRMs? That's a better question.
Uh, the best thing that separates us from everyone else, honestly, comes down to just convenience, how easy it is to use it, and the cost. More importantly, so the cost. We're not charging for the CRM. It doesn't feel right to go into a business and introduce them to this whole new world of technology, explain to them how safe and popular cryptocurrency is and it's going to be, sit down with them for hours, several days, and go over different projects, go over how much better this is going to make their business, and then at the end of it, give them an invoice. It just didn't make sense to do that. And then, of course, we're competing with so many other companies that are prestigious and definitely have made a name for themselves. And we want them to use our software. We want them to accept cryptocurrency. So we're going to give it to them for free. We're going to continuously help them get used to the CRM. We merge everything from their old system into ours, and they either have my cell phone number or Scotty's cell phone number, and we continuously help these businesses use the software. We offer them 24/7 support. I never get any sleep. So that would be the main thing that separates us, is we're not price gouging these people. We're not raping them with fees. We're not constantly trying to sell them something new, get them to empty their pockets for us. We want the small businesses to grow, and we want to grow with them. So that would be the biggest thing that makes us different from everybody else. A small business will never get an invoice from us, ever. They can call us 3,000 times, and we can sit down with them 1,000,000 times, and we're going to continue to keep a smile on our face and keep the money out of it. I owned an agency for a very long time doing web development, digital marketing, you name it, we did it. And I would get really close with the small business owners. And when it came down to it, small businesses struggle. They struggle way harder than we imagine. So after you build these relationships and you do all this stuff with it, of course they owe you money, but once you send them that invoice, everything changes. And I'd much rather have the relationship with the small business owner so I continue to grow the products that I like to design, than constantly send invoices and while they're stressing in the background. So that's the biggest game changer for us. Design, it's a very simple, very easy to use. There's a knowledge base in the CRM, and the knowledge base has two functions. One, it goes over absolutely everything that the CRM does and answers any questions there. Two, it goes over anything that business does that the CRM can help with. So we completely build out a separate knowledge base that goes on for each owner's business. So for instance, if you are a beef jerky shop and you only sell beef jerky, and we've added all kind of functions to help sell beef jerky and whatever it may be, there's a separate knowledge base for that, for their customers to actually see, that helps not only sell their beef jerky, but get involved with crypto as well.
What about joining other markets? I'm pretty sure you said 16, 17 businesses, but the fact that like integrating a CRM into a business should be worldwide. It should be pretty much every currency for the world. Have you looked at other avenues to grow PureCoin? Maybe Canadian dollar. It looks like the closest venue, or maybe Mexican peso, or any country neighboring the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to be in other countries. We want to be across the sea. We want everywhere there's a PC and a small business, we want to be. As long as they have internet service, PureCoin should be there, and I strongly believe that. When it comes down to getting it to them, what we plan to do is partner with our holders. We are going to offer a referral commission for every holder that goes into a small business, explains to them software, and gets them to call. All they have to do is get them to call us, and we're building out a commission structure for that. And it's not a one-time pay either. If you help us sign up a business, no matter where they are, you will get paid off of transaction fees until that business either closes or the world ends.
I can't believe you added until the world ends. That's awesome. So it sounds like you've been working on this idea for 3 years. You started building CRM. You do have a developer background. It sounds like the team's a little small though. Kind of CRMs are a very big industry that can be extremely time consuming. There has to be a lot of customer service hours. How do you all plan to prepare when there's 300, maybe 3,000 or 30,000 businesses using PureCoin? Are you all planning to already look to outsource work? Tell us about that as well, because it sounds like there's two people that answer the phone.
So actually, we have several sales reps. I don't have them on the PureCoin website because they're going to go on the Pure CRM website. And when it comes to as we grow, what we're going to do for obviously inside expansion, we're going to grow with them. We're already in talks with several other sales reps. We're in talks with several other people that do many other things that can help us grow. And when it comes to outsourcing, we will never outsource. The only outsourcing will come from sales, our holders. Everything will be in-house as much as possible, so we have as much control over the process as we can. For instance, you go to a McDonald's in Georgia and have the best experience, and you go to a McDonald's in Alabama and it's complete garbage. And it's because so many people own those locations and not all of them have the same ethics and control over their business. So when it comes to outsourcing, I just don't find that to be as appealing because you can never control the whole thing. So we want our mission to be small business focused, as easy for them as possible, continue to grow with the business, teach them and get them involved with crypto, never invoicing them. And as you outsource, it becomes so expensive, then we would be forced to do other options. So we want to keep it in-house as much as we possibly can. That's why we're going to offer the referral service for sales. Because if you sign 3 businesses up and you're getting paid 15% of your monthly transaction fees, that adds up to probably what most people are making monthly now. So we plan to make it as profitable for our holders as well to continue to help us grow.
Another thing is you all also have to work with exchanges, right? Let's say I have PureCoin CRM, and I take, I'm selling, let's say coffee mugs. I'm using coffee mugs. It's in front of me. And let's say people are using Bitcoin, for example, for the actual machine. Or you all have to have licenses or at least like service agreements with all types of exchanges around the US. You all use one. Let's hear that as well.
We're not using any exchanges. We're actually, the CRM has its own process inside. So every small business that uses the CRM has a wallet, and several different wallets. So how it works is the small business owner gets to choose which cryptocurrencies they accept. On top of that, they're accepting Visa, MasterCard, and if they need to, ACH. A customer walks into a store, says, I want to, they buy whatever it is. Each CRM also has a QR code. It's very simple. You pull out your phone, you scan that QR code, whatever is on that receipt or invoice pops up on their phone, and they can pay it right then and there with crypto. When it comes to exchanges, to be honest, we are all about growth, but we want to stay as decentralized as possible. Even down to our app that's coming out next year. I think we're February. PureSwap. It's obviously completely decentralized, and what that is not the same as what every project swap is. It's very different, actually, in a couple different ways. PureSwap would be you can download it, Android, iOS, and every business that uses the CRM will show up on that app. So for instance, if I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and I open that app, I want to go shopping and I see that there's 15 locations that I can pay with either PureCoin or whatever currency it is, I can go directly to that location, shop, and pay. And also, I can exchange whatever currencies that I currently have in my actual wallet into whatever currencies that those businesses accept. So it's actually a lot more simple than just partnering with other exchanges. I don't really see the need in that.
Okay, very good point. But here's another question I have, just real quick. And it's whenever you expand on a vertical way and you have multiple businesses, and let's say they all want fiat payments, right? Let's say everyone is like, hey, I'm not really wanting to live crypto. I love the idea of accepting crypto, but I want US dollar. The whole point I kind of actually introduced the exchange was because they have massive amounts of liquidity to move crypto to dollar within seconds. So how do you plan to actually fight the volume? Because that dollar has to come from somewhere, right? Let's say all those businesses right now, let's say you have 17 businesses and they have we'll make numbers really easy. Let's say they have sales of $10,000 a month. Let's say every single month, just for those 17 businesses, they want 10,000 USD. That's 170 grand that you all have to pay out by not using the liquidity from an exchange. And that's only 17 businesses. What about 100 businesses or 1,000 businesses? How do you all plan to kind of pay out that much funds without a centralized exchange?
Great question. So when every time a transaction is made from user to business, it goes that the business owner can choose whether it goes directly into fiat, into their fiat wallet, or if it stays cryptocurrency. When it comes to payouts, the PureCoin, Pure CRM doesn't actually pay out anything. It's all user based. So if you walk into a store and you spend $20, that $20 goes from the user to the business, and the business can either keep it cryptocurrency for however long, or they can go directly into their fiat wallet and they can decide what to do with it. Excuse me. After. So the need for exchange is kind of wiped out. It doesn't. No matter what the volume is, it doesn't really affect the PureCoin, Pure CRM company. We're not the ones doing the payouts. It all happens automatically.
Of course. I'm just thinking about this because I've actually kind of dealt with the situation before where I've had cryptocurrency and I've wanted to be able to have dollar again, kind of like fast. And this might be actually like a helpful business tip as well. And something that might be more of a selling point. Let's say people, again, we'll go back to one business to make things really easy. Let's say one business has $10,000 of revenue worth of BTC because they only accept BTC, again, making it as simple as possible. And they want to be able to pay out to their wholesaler or their vendor. Like, for example, for me, I want to accept Bitcoin, but my vendors and my suppliers, they don't accept cryptocurrency. They won't accept cryptocurrency, and that's the honest truth. So I have to use an exchange to turn it into fiat and then and then move the fiat to their bank account. Kind of walk me through the steps if someone wanted to pay their own supplier or pay their vendor, because maybe I could be using PureCoin and bring you all insane amounts of revenue. So it's also like a perspective from my standpoint as well. How do I pay my suppliers if I'm using PureCoin CRM?
Easy. So I think where we're getting into right now is the assumption that only crypto is accepted. Crypto is absolutely accepted, and we have a wild amount of things that we do for the business owners for them to accept crypto. But we also do ACH directly, which we've integrated with Plaid's API to be able to do that securely. And when it comes to any off-ramping, we've integrated Transic. But they can also accept Visa, MasterCard, and cash if they want to. So when it comes down to payments, crypto isn't the only option. It's just the only option that we're really pushing, of course, because we want crypto to be more widely accepted and to get more small businesses involved, because small businesses are the ones that constantly get shit on when it comes to any new technology. Most of the time, they just can't afford it. They're open to trying new things, they just can't afford it. So when it comes to paying any of your vendors or paying your employees or whatever it may be, you can either, one, send them whatever cryptocurrency that they request, or two, ACH payment, direct ACH payment on an invoice, whatever it may be. There's several different ways to get around anybody that doesn't want to pay or be paid in cryptocurrency.
Of course. Again, very interesting concept. It's just really interesting because the CRM is mainly kind of has a point of emphasis on cryptocurrency. So it sounds like you all do, I believe it's called accounts payable, not accounts receivable. Is that correct? Where you all actually don't do the payout via cryptocurrency. It's more of the pay in, and then the users that are using the CRM that are already doing fiat payments then actually can pay out fiat. Is that correct? If I'm hearing that correct? I'm just trying to learn.
No, absolutely. So the business owner, if they, let's say they go, they at the end of the month, they've done $4,000 in cryptocurrency, and they have $10,000 in USD, whatever fiat. The business owner can now take that cryptocurrency and completely put it into a personal wallet or into their exchange, whatever it may be. They can do whatever they want with it. They can send it to their employees if they want to. Every bit of cryptocurrency that's exchanged from user to the CRM can be moved wherever they want it. It doesn't go directly into fiat unless the business owner wants that. So yes, it does absolutely do payouts and obviously pay-ins, pay receivables. Another thing too that we're working on that won't be ready until March is payroll. We are right now, I'm testing it myself. I haven't put it in any of the businesses yet. We're going to do payroll service. They'll be able to pay their employees like normal, traditional, if you want to call it that, and they can pay them cryptocurrency just as normal as it was traditional. It's just a simple button click for each employee, whether they want cryptocurrency or not. And when the employee is doing their onboarding, they simply click crypto and add their wallet, and they get the check stub, they get their deposit slip, everything just as normal as they would if it was a traditional payroll. So that is something else that we were working on and plan to full launch that into businesses in March of 23.
Okay. So again, I kind of want to rip my bad. Early damn morning, man. I definitely want to revert back to talking about the acceptance of cryptocurrency and then the fiat payouts as well. And I mainly want to talk about that because it kind of involves ZAH a lot, and we're kind of having an AMA with you all. So if we do end up, confirming our partnership together, we may be using your all services. So tell me again, walk me through the steps. Because I'm not a business that you walk in and you pay cryptocurrency. I'm more of an online business only. I have no physical presence, right? I'm assuming the CRM would still suit my services needs. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so here's the situation that I'm in right now. Let's say, again, making it simple as possible, I only accept Bitcoin for ZAH's gift cards. And ZAH is only a gift card site that only accepts Bitcoin. When users send me Bitcoin, for one, I can either, as a CRM, accept Bitcoin as the payment, pay out Bitcoin because crypto is decentralized. I can pay whoever I want with no one asking or anything true ownership, or I can turn it into fiat. And then as I get paid, I have the choice to do that. But here's where it gets a little confusing for me as well. So how do I pay my suppliers when I get my cryptocurrency from Bitcoin? Like, how do I pay out to them, right? Because it still sounds like it still sounds like I can choose the fiat payments, but the fiat payments is kind of it's on the PureCoin machine, and I can pay out via PureCoin, but I can't pay out to other businesses. And I'm assuming that it's because you all don't have a payment institution license. Is that correct? Because maybe that, like what I'm asking for, is a little bit different of a governing body from a regulatory standpoint. Because again, I need to take cryptocurrency and then pay out my suppliers, and I don't know how to do that with the CRM as of now.
Okay. If your supplier offers crypto payments, then, or if your supplier has provided you with a wallet that you can send cryptocurrency to.
Okay, so
And
it's only crypto. So real quick, my suppliers only accept fiat. So the way it works is I only accept crypto, but they only accept fiat. So my
okay,
situation is a
beautiful,
little
beautiful, beautiful. So it's again very simple. In the CRM, when you go under payments, if you need to pay a vendor, because it would be under your vendor tab, you'd click on the whatever vendor it is that you're trying to pay, and you would pay their invoice. It's as simple as that. So, for instance, you have an invoice, and it's time to pay it. You can either set it up as auto pay, or you just go in there and manually do it every week, day, month, whatever. And as long as you have connected their payment information into their vendor profile, you can pay them through the CRM, whether it's for crypto or whether it's for fiat.
so
Just like you would with, for instance, with QuickBooks, you can receive an invoice from a vendor and pay them. And it's the same exact concept with us. You enter in all your vendors, for instance, your power, your electricity, your water bill, your rent for your business, your all these other. If you have inventory, your vendors that you get your inventory from, you add all your vendors in, and when they invoice you, you can pay them from the CRM, fiat or crypto.
of course. But again, going back to like the liquidity issue though, is where is the US dollar coming from? Because it's not coming from my bank account because I was accepting cryptocurrency. So I don't have technically fiat, right? I can't
Right.
have crypto and then fiat instantly in my bank account. So and this kind of routes back to the idea on like, because again, I use centralized exchanges for my process because I kind of have to, right? If I didn't have to use a centralized exchange, I would do what you're talking about. But again, though, even though I'm accepting crypto as a payment, or someone that's doing the merchant processing is accepting crypto as a payment, you still have to pay out in fiat if your suppliers want fiat, correct? Where is that liquidity coming from? Because right now, again, we'll kind of route back to the idea of 17 businesses that you all have. We'll make it 16. Let's say each of them have $10,000 in revenue and they want to pay out $10,000 in revenue. That's 170 grand. That liquidity needs to come where, right? Another term for that position that I'm talking about is also known as a liquidity provider. And it's not the similar as a liquidity provider in DeFi. It's a liquidity provider that's willing to fill the ask and bid price of a cryptocurrency and pay for it at spot price. So there has to be a liquidity provider that's willing to accept the cryptocurrency in exchange for fiat payments for the suppliers and for the CRM itself. And that's why I said it's so important to actually partner with a centralized exchange, because they have mounts and mounts of liquidity providers and millions of dollars of fiat liquidity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still a little
No,
confused.
I I completely understand what you're saying, but I think that maybe we are, when it comes to liquidity, the liquidity from every payment, regardless if it's fiat, USD, or turning crypto into fiat to be able to pay vendors, whatever it may be, the liquidity comes from either one, the business owner, or two, the person who paid. The business owner cannot pay any invoice, regardless if it's fiat or crypto, unless they have the exact amount in their wallet. When it comes to liquidity, um, it's completely dependent on which currency that they're paying with. And we have partnered with, I use the Transit API and MoonPay API, which is completely integrated into the CRM. for any type of, if they need to buy more currency or if they need to exchange more currency.
Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to get at. All right, perfect. So what it sounds like when you say transact in MoonPay, so then what happens is that let's say I want to convert it into US dollar. It's similar to a bank account, not in the aspect of like it's like the same idea as a bank account, but whenever I take my cryptocurrency for payment and then I immediately want fiat, then it's actually Transact in MoonPay that's providing the liquidity because they're selling the tokens and then implementing the fiat on the CRM. Is that because that would make sense, right? Because they have mountains and mountains of liquidity. So when you integrate the API for Transact and MoonPay, because we're actually adding a Transact fiat ramp as well. And the way it works is someone implements their debit card, the money goes from their bank account to the crypto, but they provide the crypto as again kind of like the liquidity, and then they take the US dollar as well. So that's the transfer of funds. Now I'm kind of getting my answer questioned. It's MoonPay and Transact that's actually the ones providing technically the market making.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I had mentioned Transact before, but I was just going over everything and MoonPay, and we're looking at a couple other options as well.
Because to be honest with you, man, they have millions and millions of dollars, and that's what was confusing me. Is let's say again, dude, I love your idea. To believe it or not, I actually have been in sales talks with other companies that are similar to PureCoin a couple months ago, right when I started ZAH. And this is like the honest truth. So I know a decent amount about CRMs. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert or anything, but I know their concept and how they operate. And they operate using centralized exchanges. So for example, I accept payment for my business. They then use the exchange to turn that crypto over to fiat, and then they actually do the payout instantly. But it sounds like you all are using third-party providers like Transact and MoonPay instead of a centralized exchange for the actual liquidity. That's all I needed to know, man, because that's a big thing, right? So again, thank you for answering that question, because and just in case, I'm not trying to be like a hard ass or anything. Again, genuinely, I want to know more about the project, because people listening to this AMA, they might, invest in your project and ape into your idea. So we want to make sure every single thing is checkmarked before we allow that, right? So again, man, great answering the question. My bad if I missed the whole Transact. It just was really confusing, because again, if you have 16 businesses, 10,000 of sales, 160,000 of fiat payments coming from you or PureCoin, that's a lot of money just for like that amount of businesses. But the good thing is someone is actually accepting cryptocurrency and paying out the fiat and market making, and it's Transact and MoonPay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate the questions. Absolutely. Keep them going. Let's go.
Let's go, man. So actually, Transact, to my knowledge, doesn't have payouts in US dollar, because we're actually integrating them right now. They only have payouts in euro and GBP. But because they have other currencies, shouldn't that let you kind of get the ball rolling in the international markets? Because I might be able to get you in Europe and the UK.
When it comes to other markets, the only thing stopping us from go ahead and starting in other markets is people. Obviously, I can't fly to Berlin or anywhere in Europe as much as I would like to. And I can't go to Canada, do all this other stuff now, because I have my feet are on the ground here, trying to get the ball rolling. So when it comes down to expanding to other markets, we could expand a market right now if I had the manpower to do so. For instance, the CRM, in the point of sale system, it has several other languages already integrated as well. For instance, if I went to Mexico right now and started signing businesses up, it could be 100% in Spanish. Everything could be done with exactly how they need it to be done. I just don't have the manpower right now to expand to new areas. Now, when it comes to, let's say you go to a business and say, hey, I'm partnered with PureCoin. They have a CRM that would be perfect for your business. Yeah, I could. That's when the expansion could start. But I just don't have people in other countries as of right this second to expand it.
I mean, man, I really think I can help you in regards to expansion. And it sounds like, again, you've been building this for a really long time. And I would love after the call to really show how we can expand this as much further. I have a set of businesses personally where I'm from in Kentucky, and I could probably get you 15 clients off the bat, just on the top of my head. I actually have a network of small businesses, believe it or not, tobacco stores, which is kind of funny. But I mean, we got gas stations, tobacco stores, wholesales. If I can pitch them like, hey, I can save you money, they're going to do it. For one, it's family connected, and it saves them money. So real quick, because again,
it saves them a lot of money. What a lot of people don't realize, I'm going to bring up two things. What a lot of people don't realize is it is not cheap to run a small business because they are getting destroyed on every aspect, and especially with any software that they've signed up for that they've been told is going to better their business, which is why we've taken the invoicing aspect from PureCoin, PureCRM out of it. Businesses are completely drowning. I don't know what it's like, and I don't. To be honest, I apologize. I don't remember if you're U.S. based or not. But if you are in the United States right now trying to run a small business, you don't get the same breaks as a huge corporation. You don't get the same anything as a large corporation. These small businesses are paying for their house, their cars, everything about their small business, all their employees. They're taking care of multiple families, and they don't get any help. In fact, they're constantly being destroyed by big box and everything like that. So when it comes down to the software aspect, which is the only side that I can genuinely help with, we want to take as much away that hurts them as possible. For instance, money. Money is always key. So the CRM is absolutely free. The transaction fees for Visa and MasterCard are cut nearly in half. So, and we're not charging a monthly fee on top of it. So when the t-shirt shop or the ice cream, actually, I have a funny story to say next. Any small business, no matter what it is they sell, big or small, their transaction fees are cut in half. So that's more money in their pocket there. Then they accept crypto. And just the fact that they accept crypto for a lot of people that are involved with crypto in their area, they're now going to obtain a new customer base, because that crypto customer is going to have the wildest respect for the 90-year-old grandma and her grandchildren, great-grandchildren that are running a ice cream shop or cookie stand, to go in there now, because now they accept SHIB. Now they accept Bitcoin and Ethereum and PureCoin. So it opens up a whole new door for these small businesses that has never been an option before. There are other crypto options for businesses, but small businesses can't afford to sign up for them. They can't afford to take that risk. Okay, well, I know it's only $20 a month for this new software, but all this other stuff I have to buy to make sure it happens. So we're taking that fear away. We're giving them the software. In fact, if we go into a small business that doesn't even have an iPad, we will provide them an iPad. We want to get businesses accepting crypto as easily as possible. That's our goal. Second, there is an ice cream truck in Jacksonville, Florida. He has been the only ice cream truck there since I was a child. He's just a Albanian man who drives around in a van all day selling ice cream, as nice as possible. Him and his wife are the sweetest people. I went there. It was actually during COVID, and he knows my kids because I used to have a condo out there, and we always see him. He was having issues with his point of sale system, and I ended up talking to him for hours. And he was going over how much he was being charged, and he was even showing me his how much he pays for the ice cream versus how much he gets when someone swipes their card. He is now a pure CRM user, And on top of that, you can pay with crypto at his on his little bus or whatever you call it, the van. In fact, on the side of his van, not only is our logo there, but there's a QR code that will take you directly to our website, and obviously you can pay whatever it is that you owe him from right there. The best thing about that is when you download the PureSwap app that'll be available in the beginning of the year, you will always know his location. So obviously, as long as the van is started up and he's actually working, you don't know his home location. But anyway, when he starts on his journey for the day to start selling ice cream, where normally, he has to, go to the same spots all the time. Now he will be able to drive wherever it is that he wants, and people will be able to see that he's 4 blocks up. Let's go there and buy ice cream with crypto. So we're constantly changing the way these small businesses interact with consumers, not just payment-wise, but interaction as well.
Of course, man.
And we are in talks with a European team. He is actually on the call now. We've been talking for months. And once we get the coin launched, I've actually made him a promise that we are going to I'm going to fly over there and share a beer with him, but we're going to start talking about how to expand into the Europe market.
Of course, perfect, man. I love the story of the ice cream truck and the Albanian man that's known you for a while. Definitely love to hear that. I have one more question that I have to kind of settle. And this is something that based off experience, and obviously you're going to be able to answer it because you've been answering all of my questions. They're not easy questions either. So very good props to you, man. A lot of people say these are the hardest AMAs, but at the time it's not meant to be hard. It's supposed to be investor friendly. So one thing you said is that you integrate Transact and MoonPay for the market making for the crypto to fiat transactions, right? I use Transact every single day. And for one, I'll be honest with you, I lose a lot of money using Transact. For example, when I want to buy with my debit card, Transact takes maybe 5% away. Like, for example, I did a $400 payout using Transact, and I got $346 in cryptocurrency. Because Transact's fees and MoonPay's fees are so high, do you think that whenever businesses want to operate in fiat, they're still going to kind of get hit pretty hard just because the conversion fees using services like Transact and MoonPay as market makers?
Yeah, so that's actually a great question, and it really brings down what another one of our goals. So obviously, when people sign up for the CRM and we are introducing them to crypto, even if it's a business owner that is aware of crypto and has bought some on Robinhood or some other bullshit platform, even if they know just a little bit, we still sit down with them and we go over the do's and don'ts and the importance of cryptocurrency. So on top of that, we have incentives to make them want to use cryptocurrency over cash or Visa debit card, whatever. On top of that, there's more incentives if they use PureCoin. So when it comes down to fees, it all depends on what it is that they're getting paid with and what they accept. Yes, Transact and MoonPay can have astronomical fees, but obviously, let's say they don't want to accept anything other than PureCoin. We have more control over that. We can offer more incentives for them to only accept or to do more exception of PureCoin. So when it comes down to fees from MoonPay and Transact, we have several different ideas on how we're going to basically revert some of that back to the business. We don't expect the business owner to take the CRM in, completely trust it, and basically rely on it for every aspect of their business, and then say, but if you use crypto, there's astronomical fees. So we are working on several solutions to make that more easy and affordable for small business owners.
course, man. And again, this is kind of where partnering with a centralized exchange is not the worst idea. I'll be honest with you. Just because now instead of losing 7% or 8% converting crypto to fiat, and believe it or not, it really is that much. Because I use Transact religiously, because if I want to do a crypto deposit from my fiat onto the exchange, I lose about a week's worth of time converting my crypto, and then Coinbase or crypto.com will take a whole bunch of time, finally have my pending transaction approved. And now I have the actual funds. The issue is with Transact and MoonPay and other operators similar to that, like instantaneous, without the need of an exchange, is they charge a lot of fees. And I see your point on, hey, our selling point is really not people kind of using fiat. It's people living off crypto and using crypto every single day. But the harsh reality is that, and even though I'm with you on the dream, man, the harsh reality is billion-dollar businesses aren't going to change overnight. They may not ever change overnight, because the stability that the dollar gives, and the stability of the dollar is ever increasing every single day. And that's where I kind of think you should hit home. And again, we can be really in talks with partnerships, because I actually got approved by a really big exchange for an astronomical amount of deposits and withdrawals. I can't even say the amount, you all wouldn't believe me. But again, I can get extremely low rates for crypto conversions, add to the CRM, multitude of different currencies. And you don't have to KYC each and individual user if you go that route. You only have to KYC, or you don't have to do KYC. You have to do a KYB, which is know your business, and that's all. Businesses don't have to KYC doing merchant processing. So again, I really think the Transact and MoonPay route is a little difficult if you want to do large amounts of volume, because again, those businesses don't want to just use crypto to be able to pay suppliers. They don't want to use crypto to actually pay out their employees. Their employees have bills, which is in dollars, right? So again, that's kind of where I have the integration with the cryptocurrency exchange would be so nice, because now you have a 0.2% fee converting your crypto in a bulk payment. Or even if you did stables and then convert it to fiat. So again, man, I'm really worried about Transact and MoonPay for longevity and sustainability.
Right, I understand that. One thing I do want to touch base on that you brought up, and I do think that your platform and Pure CRM could interject in several different ways, and I'll touch base on that too. I've been following your project for a while, actually. First of all, the dollar, the U.S. dollar, one of the main reasons that I want to push this CRM so hard, and especially with the crypto acceptance, and this is another reason why when it comes to Transact and MoonPay and any off-ramping partnership that we may do, it's very important to me that we work out the fees for the small business owner, and for many different reasons. One, the U.S. dollar is not stable by any means. Our government has worked tirelessly for many generations to destroy the U.S. dollar, and they have definitely done so. In fact, they've done so much that our dollar isn't accepted in several different countries as it was many years ago. We are no longer the gold standard for oil or anything like that. So our dollar is failing. The only reason our dollar still has any type of weight to it at all is because we're so used to it. If we broke down the US dollar the way we break down cryptocurrency, we would all be homeless. So that's another reason why I want to push this CRM so bad, because not only is our dollar failing, the U.S. government is looking at quick ways to turn the U.S. dollar into a digital currency as we speak. It was supposed to happen this month. They continuously push it back. So if we can get ahead of that and constantly build out this CRM with many upgrades and continuously getting it into businesses, then we're ahead of that. And then we become the leader in software for small businesses. You also said that bigger businesses aren't going to change overnight. Good. We do not want them to. We are solely focused on small businesses, because at the end of the day, when everything starts failing around us, the mom and pop shop down the street is the one that's going to turn the lights on so they can feed their communities, so they can pass out whatever it is that they offer. So we are solely small business based. Everything we do is going to be for small businesses and continuously help them grow within technology and in the crypto industry.
Your CRM actually isn't, and this is the honest truth, right? I've been analyzing pretty much everything. Your CRM is specifically for users who kind of are small business oriented and really want to use crypto more long term, even if the process is slow. Is that correct?
Correct. So as of right now, everything is built around our growth. So, for instance, if a small business, if we were hitting up the smallest, at first we started hitting up the smallest of small businesses because we want to test it, and we know that if they're just now getting their business started and they sell, hot dogs and T-shirts with their business name on it, right? We go to them first, so that way, as they're using the CRM, they're going to be the ones that have a complete mental breakdown if something doesn't work because they're just now getting their business started, and that hot dog and that soda and that T-shirt is what's paying their bills at home and for their 3 children. So if there's any real issues with the CRM, they're going to find it because they have to, because they literally survive off of it. So we've started with the smallest of small first. And then we start going into actual retail shops, mom and pop shops, and we continuously grow the CRM. And we sit down with these small business owners. We don't just go in there, shake hands, and they're using the CRM. That model does not work. So we sit down with them and we build an actual relationship. We get to know these business owners. We want to know their business in and out. So that way, when they sign up for the CRM, everything is completely customized for them. And they actually know the ins and outs of the CRM. So when they log in for the first time, we have gone over it so many times and so deeply that they have actually felt familiar with the software, because that's what we're up against. We're only thing we're really up against is the familiarization of other softwares. For instance, if they've been using ADP or QuickBooks or RQ4, whatever CRM they've been using before, the only reason they won't switch, they all hate them. Everybody hates those CRMs. The only reason they don't switch is because they're either one, in some insane contract, or two, they're used to it. So we want to get them used to us before we even sign them up. And then that helps our growth as well, because now we know what goes wrong. If anything goes wrong, we know where to fix it, how to fix it, and how to do it quickly, so the small business doesn't even notice that there's an issue.
Believe that hurts scalability, though, right? I understand what you're saying in the aspect of let's grow really slow, let's kind of wait for the dollar to die, and then we're going to flourish whenever that time hits, because we're kind of because now there's a huge demand for our product because it's so specific for as a crypto CRM, right? But do you think that kind of like hurts the scalability in regards to truly treating it just for small businesses? And then I have one more question. And then
I want to reiterate one thing. We are not waiting for the dollar to die by any means. What we're waiting on right now is for the coin to launch. So just for reference, right now we have reps that go out and they offer the CRM to small businesses, and we are calling that beta testing. And the reason we're calling that beta testing is because we're learning how the experience needs to go for the small businesses owner, for them to truly enjoy and get familiar with what we're doing, right? So that's what we're doing now. And then we're taking that experience and building it off onto a website. So that way, people all over the place will be able to go to our CRM website. Then they can sign up on the website there. So we're not waiting. Only thing we're waiting on is to really nail down how the process needs to work on the website. So that way we can take the in-person experience and force it onto the website experience as well. So we aren't waiting for the dollar to die. Well, and side note, it has already died. But we're not waiting on anything to happen other than for us to knock out our experience for the website, because we're not always going to rely on sales reps, right? People are going to be able to go to our CRM website and sign up and start using it. So when it comes to scalability, our scalable plan is already in place. We're just knocking down our experience.
And again, and when I said dollar to die, I meant like the vision, right? Because the vision is the vision mainly is we want people to accept cryptocurrency and use cryptocurrency more fluid for payouts, payments, pay their employees. But again, that's not going to happen unless the dollar dies. And believe it or not, the dollar is a store of value because when there's economic downturn, a lot of people move their money to US dollar. Huge institutions, very central authorities, central banks, they buy up dollar because dollar is a safe asset. And believe it or not, it really is the case, right? For example, there's a country, Argentina. The Argentina peso has been going down so steadily that people actually will immediately get paid and then move their money to dollars because their currency has been devaluing for so long and so rapidly. So again, I kind of want to hit home that when you go that route and you go that specific niche on being so based on a cryptocurrency specific CRM, you kind of are relying on the system dwindling down a little bit because it's more of a selling point of a demand for the product of CRM. And then after that, I have one more thing to say. But again, man, great job.
No, honestly, I appreciate the questions. A lot of times I don't get asked these kind of questions, and it gets kind of repetitive and boring. So I greatly appreciate it. Absolutely.
So one thing I will say is, what's your offer?
My offer?
Yeah, of course. I want to buy PureCoin.
Oh, you want to buy the whole system?
Yeah.
All right. I think I've definitely worked on it. I genuinely have had 2 offers, and what's kept me going is there's a handful of people that continuously motivate me to keep this going. There has been several times where I just sat down and was just say, fuck it. I'm going to call that guy back. But, I don't, that would go against everything I stand for. But the offer for ZAH, we allow small businesses to accept gift cards, right? We do it a little bit different. Now, I may be wrong in what I'm fixing to say, and please correct me if I am, because I've followed you for a little bit, and I've asked tons of people's questions about your project. So if this assumption is wrong, please absolutely tell me, and we'll move on. So for the way I do business cards with the CRM is you can only buy them with PureCoin, and I do that for the holders because of the way that we do them. So for instance, if someone walks into a restaurant, a pizzeria, and they want to give someone a gift card, they buy a $100 gift card and they pay for it with Pure. That $100 gift card stays PureCoin until it's ever used. And we do it the way that most retailers do it in hopes that the customer forgets that they bought a $100 gift card. So when it comes to ZAH, I think that we could not only make it to where, because no matter who signs up, PureCoin's accepted day one. Whether the customer says, I only want to accept Bitcoin, though that's not an option. You can also accept Bitcoin, but PureCoin is going to be number one. I would like to do that for ZAH as well. I've followed your project. I've watched your community. I've listened to you talk a million times to the point to where I hear your voice in my dreams. And I think that that's something that we should really talk about and start working on.
Now, I would love a collaboration because, again, our business models are very similar. But to be honest with you, I would love to integrate ZAH. But I'm really interested in an offer. If you did ever have like an idea in mind, because no matter what, there's always an offer, right? Someone can offer something pretty ridiculous, especially for something that's like truly scalable. And, it's really hard to turn down 6 to 7 figures. Especially if it's right there in front of you, right? So one thing, I would love to integrate ZAH, but I would really love to talk about maybe possibly doing that. And after the AMA, I'm going to throw you out an offer If you kindly decline, no big deal. But I mean, again, I love the idea of PureCoin, and it matches the. You're right. I have seen you in a lot of AMAs, so I completely believe that you've heard my voice over time and time again. So that's kind of funny you said that. But again, I love the concept of taking digital tokens that's in your wallet, be that ZAH, be that PureCoin, or be that any cryptocurrency, and then having something tangible in your hands, again, like a coffee mug, a drink, or even this laptop that I'm speaking on right now. So I would really love to own the software, because right now we do international online payments. We don't really do any physical payments at all. That's not kind of what ZAH is for. You wouldn't ever go in and then just scan something and then buy it at a store. It's specifically online shopping or online retail only. So I would definitely love to integrate that kind of that other step, which is merchant processing.
All right, that's awesome, man. I I look forward to talking to you. Um, but I am excited. I'm really excited about talking with you guys. This probably has been one of my favorite AMAs to do, just because your excitement level and your questions have been great. I really do appreciate it.
Of course, man. So we're going to do it to the floor now. I have community questions. I'm done talking. Dude, you've done an amazing job. I'm going to be honest. You really wowed me. And again, I feel like I'm kind of a hard ass. And I don't mean to be, but dude, you've done amazing. So again, round of applause for you. I'll mute myself. We're going to go straight to community questions. Good job, Drake. Seriously.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, I'll say when it comes down to any demo videos, anything like that at the CRM, I was doing nightly demos on like VC. Anybody that if you join the group and you want to see a demo, please just message me or say it in the group, and I'll throw up a VC and we'll live stream it. If you have a small business currently and you are using, I've already talked to someone from this group. I never name drop, but anyway, if you have a small business and you want to do a test run on it, I'll fully get you set up, just as if you were someone that we are dealing with here directly in Georgia, Florida, or Alabama. So please reach out, join the group, get to know our community. I will get you set up. We will start doing VCs. Obviously, we learned last night that I do not mind giving you my cell phone number. I don't mind people calling me, texting me, especially about Pure. I'm very motivated to keep this project going and doing everything we can to explode it.
Opening up VC for the community for questions, see if they have anything at all to ask. And again, Drake, I love your concept. And I just love how we're both about crypto payments, but we're so different. I'm more of like online shopping or retail or converting to possibly a debit card, utility bill payments, but you're more of like business to business with crypto as well. So it's like I'm more B2C while you're kind of I'm more okay, my bad. I'm more B2C, but you're more C2B. And so very, very interesting on how it's actually completely different. But again, the same core concept, which is integrating crypto into modern finance. Again, I'm going to mute myself. I'm a little speechless, honestly.
Thank you. And I do want to say, I don't normally, bring this up in a call, but a lot of projects that people, this is what I think needs to be fixed in the crypto industry. A lot of projects, they have the dream of a utility, whether it's a game, whether it's a process, no matter what it is. Most of the ones that everybody invests in, they're investing in a dream, an idea, a concept. And you see these pretty pictures of what the concept, dream, or idea is going to look like. When you invest in PureCoin, you're investing in something that is currently being used in 16 businesses, and every day we go out and try to sign up more. We plan to never stop growing. So when you invest in Pure, you are not investing in an idea, a concept, or a dream. You are investing in something that is currently being done right now in businesses so small that if my system fails, their business fails. So when my pre-sale starts soon, my private sale starts soon. So when you dive into that private sale, I want you all to know this is already in the works. You are not going to wait on me to develop a video game. You're not going to wait on me to develop a new process or solution. This is already developed. Anybody is welcome to see it, play with it. I will go ahead and sign you up if I need to. So just keep that in mind. This is not a pipe dream. This is currently happening. The only pipe dream involved is having 7,000 businesses signed up. That's the dream that we're waiting on.
Love to see it, man. Again, the scalability for this could be, again, astronomical. But I do respect your decision on moving in the way that you want to move. I respect it totally. And honestly, I can't downplay it in any way because you obviously want to move how you want to move. It's your idea, your business. So again, great work for your project. The past 3 years, man, it's definitely going to be worth it. And I completely agree. Projects that are actually building and show their build without the proof of concept, those are the ones that are really going to be there and make it.
I agree 100%. And that's why I like your project so much too, because I love that you show it. I've seen so many videos where you're out there and you're genuinely in it. The first AMA I heard with you on it, I was like, this guy sounds like Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. I said he's enthusiastic, he's excited about what he has to offer, and that works. That absolutely works. Now, I'm excited. I might not sound as excited as you are, but I guess I'm kind of a dull person. But I am excited, and I do love this project, and I like to see how far we can take things for sure.
So we have one more community question, I'm assuming. If they ask it, we're going to give them a couple more seconds. If they don't, we're going to end it off. Yeah, now or never. Definitely, Poulin. Poulin, this is your time. Is Poulin even in here? Guys, Poulin isn't in here. Okay, yeah, Poulin, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do this with you today. I'm going to end the recording right now. You have any – okay, actually – what's your plan for customer support moving forward? CRM is the heart of a company. If there are issues, they need to be fixed ASAP.
Great question. So when it comes to customer service, obviously we need a strong home base, right? So when it comes to any issues that we have now, it's me, Scotty, and that's really it because we're the only ones that, don't mind genuinely working 24/7. It works right this second. So after our private sale and our launch, my goal is to rent a co-op space outside of Atlanta, and I want to rent the space, and I want to hire actual reps to sit down and be on the CRM all day, and help any small business that needs it. Right now, the model of me and just Scotty works fine because we can more than handle 16 businesses. And to be honest, as long as we don't get, if we can get to 100, just me and him, obviously it'll be a little bit harder, but we'll continue to grind it out. And we have people on speed dial that are ready to work as soon as we're ready. We've already started building out, talking to people about building that team. But since we are only 16 businesses, there's no need to bring everybody in at once. But we do have a growth plan when it comes to customer service. Absolutely.
Great response. Poulin, I see your question, but it sounds like your question would have definitely been answered if you were in the AMA. I'm not sure if you were in the AMA but I'll still read it just because to be respectful and nice. But it's Mr. Drake. My Chinese are really scared of playing in the BSC projects these days because a lot are scams. They are losing a lot. Tell me what's the difference from your side of project that guarantees the safety of my huge Chinese players? Actually, that's a good question.
I don't think. Hold on. Let me read the question myself. Hold on, Mr. Drake. What makes it safe? Honestly, what makes it safe is we've partnered with. When it comes to ACH payment, we use Plaid API. So the CRM is never actually, no information is like account numbers, debit card, any of that is ever actually entered into the CRM. When it comes to crypto, we're using several different APIs to make that as safe as possible as well. What our goal is to take any of that type of information, whether it's bank information, credit card information, and integrating with safe software. So not only is our CRM safe, we've doubled up and integrated with even more safe software. And we, as a company, Pure CRM, we actually don't see any proprietary information from the clients. In fact, when we do any customer service work on the CRM, we are solely on there to fix whatever issue, and the customer, the business owner, has to allow us into each section of the CRM, so that way when we're helping them, we don't see anything about their business, any transactions, anything like that, unless they allow it. So for instance, if I'm working on, let's say they're having an issue adding inventory into their CRM, and I have to go to a different tab within the CRM, they have to literally click a button that says approve. So the CRM is very safe when it comes to proprietary information and credit card, debit card, any transactional information. We do have audits of the CRM, the SOC and the PCI audits that will be on the CRM website. So we have passed everything that needs to pass to make us as safe as possible.
Actually, that's one thing I really didn't touch on was the PCI compliant, but I'm not very knowledgeable about it, so I didn't really ask that many questions in regards to it. But again, man, it sounds like you really know what you're doing. I mean, it's your industry, your business, and if you know what you're doing, you have a lot of extensive knowledge. You're definitely you're solid where you are, man. So we're gonna wrap this up. It's been over an hour, but an hour of nothing but joy, honestly. You can wrap up and kind of end it however you want, man. Congratulations, and thank you for being and sharing us with your project, Anonymous.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me be here. If anybody after this has any questions, feel free to DM me directly, or obviously please join my community, ask it publicly, and that way all the entire group can see any questions or answers, not just for them, but for me as well. So I appreciate you guys letting us be here. I will be in the ZAH group and my group all day, so please let me know if there's anything else I can answer.
All right, I'm in the recording right now, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.